Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Hello everyone, I'm Lex. I started this channel to make video logs of my journey with my green horse, Nemo. Nemo is my first horse that I've ever owned, and well, I was originally looking for a 11 or 12-year-old to help me move up the levels. Sometimes things don't exactly go according to plan. Now I own him. Things happen, and I couldn't be more happier that I ended up with him. It's gonna be a very long journey, that's for sure. Between him being green and me and the people I work with trying to raise him and train him correctly. As I said in the beginning, I wanted to create this channel as a way to log my progress. Partially for me, because that way I can go back and I can look at where I was before, the things I was doing, what worked and what didn't, and compare it to how we're doing now, and just remind myself that we are making progress and that progress isn't linear, and I have time. I can do this the correct way without cutting corners and accidentally damaging my horse's health or his mental health. I also wanted to start this channel because I've been in the horse world for a little bit now, and when I started struggling with things like my illness or having what people would call a problem horse, not Nemo, I'm referring to a different horse that I was leasing, people were not very kind and they were not supportive. And I looked for resources on the internet to help me learn how to deal with the things I was experiencing. It was normal, and I found nothing. So I wanted to create this channel as a way to hopefully empower other people in the equestrian world, tell people that they're not alone in whatever they're struggling with. My journey in the equestrian world was definitely not one I would recommend to other people. And I'm hopeful that through starting my channel, through showing people how to do things the correct way, how to be kind and how you should treat your horse and how other people should treat you, hopefully I can at least stop someone from making the mistakes that I made, and someone can learn from my experiences and avoid those mistakes altogether. To introduce myself, I started riding very late in life, 13 and a half, 14-ish. I started where most people start, at a string barn doing Western. In mid-2019, I switched to doing English. 2020, probably a week before COVID lockdown started happening in my area, we went to a new barn to learn how to jump, and that was when I decided that I wanted to show. In 2021, I started doing dressage, and I absolutely fell in love with it. In 2023, I went to an eventing barn to prepare to do my first 3-day event. I was supposed to do it in July, however, I had an illness flare-up and I was unable to compete. Before my illness issues really took root, I was jumping 0.90 to meter, and I was currently working my way through first level dressage. Now for the part everyone's waiting for, me to introduce my horse. So Nemo is a 16-3 7-year-old Irish sport horse, imported from Ireland from Fernhill Farms. He is absolutely an amazing horse. His brain is the best of any horse I've ever sat on in my life. That's one of the main reasons why we moved forward with the purchase of him. I've seen a lot of horses in my days, seen a lot of methods of training, and I find that one of the hardest things to make better or improve in a horse is their brain and their way of thinking. He naturally doesn't want to get scared. He is naturally curious about everything. And that was a quality that's really important to me, especially on things like the cross-country course, where he's going to be put in situations that other horses would find scary or would back off from. And he goes 100% into it, just wanting to do it. He is a bit behind the leg compared to what I would normally like. However, he has an amazing work ethic, and even though you need to remind him every now and then, like, hey, we need more energy, once he figures out what you want, he will put 100% effort into whatever you're asking him to do. When he was imported from Ireland, he was purchased by a mother for her daughter and her trainer to ride. However, he was returned, and when he was returned, instead of him being a super easygoing guy, will do anything and is just very kind, he was extremely reactive. Someone in my barn out in Colorado purchased him, and they went about and doing the damage that was done. When I got to him, he was just lovely, and I would say most of that damage is gone. Unfortunately, you just have to spend so much time teaching them, like, hey, this isn't scary, reminding them that they know how to work through their problems, and you can't spend as much actual time training the rideability, the working through themselves correctly, because you're just trying to get them acclimated in different situations and remind them, hey, this isn't scary, you're going to be fine. He's also just the cutest horse ever. I mean, I have a type, I like chestnuts with big white faces, but oh, he's so adorable. I said I wanted this account to help me track my progress and be a physical way for me to look back and be like, this is where we were, this is where we're going. So I figured I should list some of my short-term goals. I would like to get back to where I was about 1.5 years ago in my physical body and strength. Of course, I would like to go back up to doing first level, and jumping a meter. However, having a green horse, what I've learned is we're going to go at the pace that he decides is good. Now, we could go do a first level test, and I think we could get a 60. I could go course a meter on him, and we would have a clear round. However, he would not be moving through his body as effectively as I would like him to. He's not as soft to the aids as I think he should be. He wants to lay on you. He wants to have you support him more than I should have to. While I don't mind giving a horse support, I do believe that they should be able to support themselves in their own musculature. I mean, that is the basics of dressage. So taking a step back from trying to move myself forward and instead trying to build a stronger, better horse that will last much longer and won't break down as quickly. Not to mention, it'll help build up his muscling more quickly, and in theory, once his muscling is built up and he better understands all the basics, we should have no problem moving forward super fast. I do plan to show him this year, dressage schooling show, maybe in February, and then start doing rated dressage and hunter jumper shows probably in March. I don't really care how well we would do at those shows. It doesn't really matter to me. Of course, I would like to win some classes and maybe some high points or some championships, but the reality is this is going to be my first season showing on him, so I'm hoping that we can just step out, go in the ring, go do the thing, be semi-successful, and come out in one piece. My long-term goals with Nemo is for us to go to the international ring. In around 6 years, I'm hoping that we will both be ready to debut and do 1-star. We also have our own personal goals in dressage. I feel at some point in his life, it's more than reasonable to expect to get a bronze distinction, and a bronze freestyle bar. Of course, I'm going to push to try and go for a silver, maybe a gold if it's in him. However, I doubt that we would be very competitive at those levels. As you can definitely see, I'm shooting for the moon, but if I miss, I'll land among the stars. Well, if you've made it this far through the video, thank you for watching. If you want to keep up with me, you can subscribe, like the video, follow me on Instagram. If not, that's okay. Thanks for watching again. And I just wanted to say, best of luck and don't die out there.